Pretend like we're on a talk show. Hey everyone, it's Allie and welcome to my channel. Today I'm so excited to have a special guest for the fireside chat. I'm my good friend Cassie. You've seen her on some other videos here on my channel. I'll have them all linked down below. And we've spent a very nice day together. This is like the end of our day. And the way we kind of figured out the way that would work best, I feel like, was for her to vlog the day because she's the master vlogger and we're chatters together. So do a chat on this channel. So if you want to see what we got up to today, spoiler, there was some thrifting and coffee and nature involved. We had a really nice day. Make sure to go check out her channel. Your video will probably be up first, I think. But yeah, we had such a wonderful day.
It was a good day.
Cassie's one of those people, we always say this, like, we're just kindred souls.
Yes.
We have so much in common. Like, we've only hung out, what, four times? 4 times?
Yeah.
I don't know, not that many times.
But I feel like I've been friends with you forever.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're old people. Souls.
We're old souls.
Yes.
Who love old things.
Yes.
Who can't stop talking.
We like flowers and books and thrifting and yeah, we're old. But you guys are the same way, right? So that's why we all can get along so well.
Yeah.
So with that being said, yeah, if you like me, you would definitely like Cassie. So check out her channel. It'll be linked down below. But I figured for today, it would be really fun to just kind of chat about the highs and lows of YouTube and having kind of a creative career, as we call it. We say we're creative ADD because we both like to do so many different things.
We can't just pick one.
Yeah, we don't have enough time to do all the things that we want to do. But Cassie has a really great story of how she got to where she is. You guys kind of know my story, but I'll sum it up for you in a little bit. I'm like the interviewer today.
That's right. Look at you all official.
I know. Like, so tell me.
I feel the pressure. Like, whoa, I'm at a fireside chat.
That's right.
This is the big leagues.
Yeah, you know we have some deep talks over here by the fire, which is not on today because it's actually hot. What was it snowing like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Literally 2 days ago.
That's Ohio for you.
Yeah.
If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes.
I think in my last video, which I filmed yesterday, I was wearing a sweater, so that just tells you everything.
And today we were boiling, so.
So Cassie, would you tell the people kind of your story, like a little summary of how you got to be on YouTube? Because I think most of us that are on YouTube, it's not what we think we're gonna do when we're younger and we kind of stumble upon this career, which is kind of an odd career, but a fun one.
Yeah. Well, I started YouTube probably what you would consider late in life. I was not one of those people that started in junior high or high school. Yeah. Thank goodness. Nobody needs to see what content I would have made then. I actually started it when I was in an artist development program in Nashville for music. I was a singer-songwriter, and one of the things they were teaching me was about social media, which I really wasn't on much. I was from the MySpace era, if that gives you any indication. And other than that, I really didn't do much. So they were like, you need a YouTube, you need a Twitter, and you need an Instagram.
Twitter. Do people still have Twitter?
I gave up on Twitter so long ago.
I think I tried it for a week, like when it came out.
The engagement just isn't the same.
No.
And I like photos and I like talking, which is why Instagram and YouTube are my bread and butter. To begin with, I was actually posting music videos instead of vlogs. So I didn't start vlogging until much later, until toward the end of my artist development program. So while I was doing the artist development, I would write songs and I would start vlogging behind the scenes. That's kind of how I got into vlogging. I watched Zoe Sugg on YouTube. She was kind of the ultimate first major vlogger that I came across and fell in love with the format of that. I had never seen vloggers before. And I just fell in love with how she was filming her life, but it was like a video diary, but it was a twist of her personality and a way to document memories, like a home movie, but through your eyes. And I loved that. So once I started doing music videos, I thought, well, I could show behind the scenes, you know, kind of give people an idea of what I do in my everyday life in addition to the music. And then the music started falling away and the vlogging took over. And I haven't stopped since.
And you did the, like, go to college for a little bit life, so you really weren't thinking that way? Were you even thinking that music would be your ultimate career when you were in college?
No. So I went to college for graphic design.
Oh,
actually.
So that's why you're so good at it. Makes sense.
But I hated it.
Oh.
So I am not great in a classroom to begin with. I have ADD for real, not just creative ADD, but like general ADD. And so sitting in one spot for a long time just isn't good for me. If you talk in a droning voice, you've lost me completely. And a lot of professors, surprisingly, do that. So I was struggling in school and just wasn't loving the topic. So I dropped out. And I don't regret that decision one iota. Mm-hmm. That was the best thing I could have done for me. And once I did that, my parents and I were starting to talk about, okay, well, if you're not going to do college, you've got to do something. So what do you want to do in life? And at the time, I was really into music. I'm still into music. I love to sing. Musicals were my favorite at the time. Musicals and Disney music.
Okay, what's your favorite musical, though?
Oh, that's an unfair question.
Top three.
Hamilton and Anastasia.
Okay, I need to get into Hamilton. I feel like I just don't get it.
Please do. Okay. When I watched Hamilton for the first time with a friend, I was very shocked because it wasn't the typical musical format I was used to.
Yeah.
Then when I watched it a second time with captions on, I got into it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
The captions made all the difference. So if you've not seen Hamilton and you aren't really sure what the heck it is, it's based on historical fact. So Lin-Manuel Miranda read a biography of Alexander Hamilton, which
is like this thick, isn't it? So big.
Mm-hmm. And that gave him some creative juice to create a musical. Mm-hmm. And that's where everything started. He's got his fingers in all sorts of pies now.
Which just shows you how one small decision can change your life.
Exactly. Which brings us back to YouTube.
Right. Nice segue.
That's right. Well, you know. So with YouTube, I never went into it with the decision of it being a career of any kind. Mm-hmm. Right now, I would consider it as my part-time job, mostly because it's not earning me any income. If you guys didn't know, I'm not earning anything.
It doesn't pay a lot.
No, it doesn't. No. I think you earn most of your money through major views and through brand deals. That's why people push brands so much, because it's honestly the only way you make a chunk of change.
It is. It's the only way to actually have a living. And you guys know I'm recently monetized, which is so exciting, but I still only make $50 a month on average. It's not good as far as actually living. We were just talking about this earlier. We've been chatting all day, of course, but
covering a lot of topics.
Yeah, I think it really says something about the kind of person you are. Pretty much everyone on YouTube wasn't making money at some point. It's so rare for someone to get monetized within a month or a couple of months. So you have to be willing to grind for a while and do that without that immediate gratification. And that's rare in a person, because so many of us, makes sense. You want some money quick. You want some gratification quick. So I love talking to fellow YouTubers, because I think we do all have that passion for creating that supersedes the want for money or the need for money even. And
it's hard to talk to somebody about creative things if they're not creative.
Very true.
Yeah, because you instantly bond over, I'm a creative too.
Yeah.
And I think you said that we don't get instant gratification, which I think financially is true, but we do get instant gratification creatively.
That's true. Very
because
true.
we film it, we edit it, we upload it, and then you either get comments or views, and that feeds that creative fire, that people pleaser thing
True.
We have, but we try not to admit we have. Yeah. And I do think there is a little bit of instant gratification, but
That's a good point. Yeah.
I would do YouTube whether or not I earned money.
Right. Yeah, because you and I both grew really slow. It took me a year to get 200 subscribers. I was getting maybe 20 or 30 views.
Sluggish inch.
Yeah, my mom was 10 of those views. Thanks, Mom.
Right. So thank you, family members who are supportive.
To be able to push through that really slow period, and you've been doing it longer than me, that's tough. It weighs on you. And I've talked about mental health on this channel before, and how reselling, most of you guys who watch me are resellers in some way, it's really tough to kind of get into that when you don't know how it's going to go. A lot of people, like you said, they don't really understand you or understand what you're doing. So it can be tough. So I think it is really important to find other people, whether it's other resellers or if you are a YouTuber as well, finding other YouTubers or other creatives to be there with you and be a support system. Because I am so lucky to have my husband, Ryan, who is not a creative. Well, he is. He's more than he admits, but he doesn't have any desire. Yeah, he has no desire to do anything like this, but he's so supportive. And then I have Cassie as a great YouTube friend and Carrie as a great YouTube friend. And I genuinely don't think I would have lasted through those really slow periods without the support of you guys, because we were all commiserating together and like, man, this is really slow. This is really hard.
All of us were experiencing resounding crickets.
Yes.
for as much work as we pour into it. I think most people don't realize how much work goes into filming and planning what you're going to film and then editing it to something that people would enjoy watching. It's just one of those things where you see the finished result and you think, oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Like, no.
It's quick. No.
For me, I overfilm. So on a single vlog, I could have anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours of footage that I have to then sift through and chop down to something like a Gilmore Girls episode.
Talking as fast as I can.
Yes, yes, that's why there are time lapses and things like that. I had a point though.
Me always.
I think a lot of people go into YouTube thinking that it'll be easy. They go into YouTube thinking that it'll make them tons of money really quickly. And they think that, oh, I know what I was gonna say. Yes, I knew it. When I started YouTube, I was not a vlogger. I changed my genre, my niche, about 3 or 4 times within the space of a few years because I was experimenting and learning and as you do. But the algorithm did not know what to do with me because first I was music. Then I transitioned into vlogging, kinda.
You did makeup too, didn't you?
And then I did makeup.
Yeah.
And the algorithm was like,
the heck, girl, where do I put you?
And so then I think that's honestly partly why I had crickets for so long because I didn't stick to one thing, creative ADD, one of the side effects, the not so nice side effects. But then when I finally settled into vlogging and thrifting, those were the 2 main things.
And you can do so much with vlogging, especially because it's your life. And we were kind of talking before I even started the camera, like I've been kind of feeling bored within my own content. That's what it's like. If I'm bored, then you guys are bored too. And I want to incorporate more vlogging because I personally like watching vlogs the most. And so, yeah, like as you grow older, I've been doing YouTube for 2.5 years now. I'm not going to do the same thing for 2.5 years, and it will change. It will evolve. I want to do
grow
more.
As a human. That's just human nature. You evolve as your interests change, your lifestyle changed. You know, maybe you're single for a few years of your life while you're doing YouTube, and then you get married and your content changes. Then you have children and your content changes. Maybe you buy a house or you move or whatever. Your channel should be allowed to grow with you, but the algorithm doesn't really reward that.
Doesn't really like that too much, no.
No, but hopefully throughout the time of your experimenting and figuring out what it is you want to do on YouTube, you garner a lovely community of people who support you no matter what you decide to do with your channel ultimately.
I've seen some of those crazy changes. There's one girl I watched, she's a thrifter now, but she started out as a slime channel, like making slime.
Really?
Yeah, crazy difference.
I mean, slime was, it had a big peak.
It did.
It really was successful.
Intermission of Ryan entering. And exiting.
Do you need to be featured? Do you want to be featured?
Pop in.
I thought you guys were just having a conversation.
Good! That means we're doing something right.
That's right. Pop on in, Ryan. We're talking about how great you are.
I had to go out and get the Amazon. Can you guess what's in the Amazon box?
Ooh. Can you show without showing the address?
What is in the Amazon box?
What is in? It's a tall box. What do you think's in there?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
An umbrella.
Poster.
An umbrella. Did you really buy an umbrella? See, remember when I said he buys unnecessary things? Just remember this. An umbrella.
Hold up. Hold up.
Are we going to be impressed or majorly disappointed?
Hold up. Hold up.
Oh, you were right.
It's an umbrella.
Why did you buy that?
Good.
You don't have an umbrella in your car.
Yes, I do.
No, you do not.
I do.
Where?
On the side.
Oh, I checked. I didn't see it. Now you have a bigger umbrella.
How loving and unnecessary.
I was checking your car. I put a freaking medical kit in there.
What a thoughtful husband.
You know what? I got one for myself.
Can you guys just keep going? This is a great tennis match. Ping pong, ping.
We were talking earlier about how Ryan buys things that are helpful but unnecessary.
What do you mean unnecessary?
Typical man.
Name one thing that I purchased that is helpful but unnecessary.
Should I introduce them to Vacuum Boy? Vacuum Boy?
You agreed to Vacuum Boy.
I agreed to it, but I never would have said.
You and I said that we should look at getting one, and then you said, did you buy me anything for our anniversary yet? And I said, no. Did you buy me anything? And you said, no. And I said, all right, Vacuum Boy.
Well, because I knew you were going to buy it anyway, so I figured might
I
as
was
well
going to
get
buy
it.
it for Christmas.
You didn't realize you were getting a soap opera along with this discussion, did you?
I like practical gifts.
Very true.
You're welcome. Now the next time you use that umbrella, I'm going to take it from you and say, no, not useful.
Oh,
I didn't say unuseful.
look what you walked into.
Fun fact, first gift I ever got from Ryan was, can you guess?
A wallet.
Guess down below. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess down below what strange but practical gift Ryan might have got me when we were poor, very poor in college.
Ooh, a mop.
No, that would have been more. Just kidding. He got me contact solution.
No.
But he goes, it's not contact solution. It's like that special saline solution where it like helps your contacts.
Yeah.
Like it kills all the bacteria, whatever.
I've used that.
Better than normal contact
Don't
solution.
put it in your eyes right after using it.
Oh, he's back. He's got to say something.
Says the
Why
girl
don't you come to the
who made
camera?
that mistake. The finger's wagging. He has something to say.
I'm being attacked.
I said it was better than normal contact solution.
I bought that for you, and I gave you a fan that I stole from my mother.
That's
because I am a good listener, and your life was miserable, so I tried to help you. You said, my contacts are too dry, and they hurt my eyes all the time, but I don't have enough money to buy more. So I bought you that to help the longevity of your contacts, and you were complaining about how hot you were in your bedroom because you didn't have a fan. So I naturally stole one from my mother, and I gave it to you.
So he's a good listener and resourceful.
I was trying to help, and then you saying I'm bad.
Tick, tick.
Golly.
We're supposed to be talking about YouTube.
This is just intermission, guys.
Absolutely,
That's all.
intermission.
I am a good gift giver.
You are. He's gotten a lot better, actually. So you can train your husband. Just whisper in their ear.
You can teach old dogs new tricks.
That's right. He's younger than me. That's why it works out.
Did you rob the cradle? Be honest.
He says I'm a cougar who scooped him up in the woods.
Oh.
What can I say? People think he's older than me, though, so it kind of works, I guess.
I mean, age is relative.
Yeah, 2 years. Anyway, back to YouTube.
Circling back. We were talking about the algorithm and how it doesn't reward your evolution of growth.
True. And that, like, to me, if a YouTuber that I watch doesn't change their content at all, I actually get bored. Like, I want them to evolve. I want to see how they're changing their life. So, I don't know about you guys. Let me know. Hopefully you're okay with mild changes over time, but like, I want to see changes in people's lives because I think the wonderful thing about YouTube, the reason I think we both love it, because there's like YouTube people and then there's people that love TV and movies. And I do like those, but I really love watching YouTube because it's real people in their real lives. And I think that's why I like vloggers especially, because you're just seeing people do their normal day-to-day
things. It feels like a TV
things.
episode with characters and plots and, but it's real.
Yeah, you get really connected to people, I think. And I know.
It makes you feel like they're friends.
Yeah, like I'm sure you two have gotten, like I've gotten some really nice DMs from you guys saying wonderful things about how you feel like we could be friends in real life, and that's wonderful. That's what I hope to put out there.
Feedback you could ever get.
Yeah, and my favorite compliment, because it's what I aim to be always, is just, oh, you seem really genuine. And I mean, we are both the same people 100% on camera versus off. I don't know.
think we could do anything less if
How
we tried.
could you be a character? I don't understand. But like, I don't know if you heard Ryan, when he came up, he was like, oh, I thought you guys were just having a conversation. He didn't even know we were filming because, yeah, we just chat when we're together all the time. And it's completely like this.
It's very organic, the way we chat. And it's no different when the camera's on than when the camera's off.
Absolutely.
The topics may change.
Maybe slightly.
Some things are okay for cameras and some things are not.
Yeah, but that's what I love about YouTube is how real it is, and you really feel like you know people. So yeah, I hope you guys are okay like with me as I evolve, and definitely go on over to Cassie and subscribe to her and see her as she evolves in her life, because it's fun. We have big ideas, I think.
Well, that's part of being creative ADD, because we are great at coming up with ideas and wanting to start projects. I don't know about you, but I am a project starter. Not so great with the finishing.
Yeah. Oh, well, you guys know I have like 5 channels, and this one gets my most attention because it's the one that's my baby. It's the one I started. It's the one with my name attached to it. And so, you know, we've talked about this. We think we have more time in the day than we really do. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, I can film 7 videos in a week because I can, but can I realistically edit that many?
Well, the
Absolutely
energy bandwidth, not just time, but the energy bandwidth. We go in with great expectations and intentions thinking, we can do this.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh.
Oh, wait, I can't.
We sit down and really are faced with it and what everything entails doing it.
Well, and especially like I do the part-time reselling, of course, which takes time. You are a nanny. Like you have other things in your life to bring in money that you just don't have the time that you wish you had to devote to being a big YouTuber.
Well, especially when you start YouTube, you can't just do YouTube because you're not making any money.
No.
So I have a career separate to YouTube. I'd love for YouTube to then become my career someday. But until then, you got to pay the bills and pay for food somehow.
I feel like we both, and anyone else that I know that does YouTube, it's like you would think that people would get tired of it, doing all this grinding, all this work, but everyone I know that does YouTube, they love it more and more over time, and I feel like that really says something. So if you ever feel inclined to start a channel, I would recommend at least trying it out for a year or 2, because I just have grown to love it so much. Creating this community, creating the videos is so fun.
You lose nothing by starting a channel, and you don't have a lot of followers, so that gives you the space to try things. And you'll never know if you'll be successful at it unless you try. And you don't even have to tell people that you've started a channel. Just let it grow organically. Don't let your family know, your friends know if you're embarrassed or not sure. You lose nothing by trying.
Yeah, it's a great productive hobby. I feel like at the beginning, you feel so satisfied. Because you said like you do get that immediate gratification of finishing the product and putting it online and having people comment. Hopefully, we love comments. Nice ones. Nice
lovely,
comments.
nice ones. You guys are always so sweet. I sneak into your comments sometimes to read what people say. And you guys are always so kind. And I love that. I love garnering a community of like-minded people that are just polite and lovely.
Absolutely. There's so many lovely people who watch me, so I thank you guys so much for that. And there's actually a solid amount of you guys who live in the area, in the Columbus area, in Ohio. So let me know if one day you'd want to do a little meetup. Maybe we do like a joint meetup. That'd be kind of fun. We could go
just a coffee date with a bunch of us.
Heck yeah, thrifting together.
Those thrift stores won't know what hit them when we all get in the door. Just like this crowd of people. What's happening?
Yes. Well, chat. That's all we do. I don't even know where this conversation went. But is there anything else that you want to just tell the people?
Well, I think it would be helpful to tell people what else we do in addition to YouTube, because I think a lot of people have the false assumption that YouTube is all a creator does. Yeah,
and some of them, they do only do that. And those are the ones they're always like, I'm bored. I'm like, maybe do something else too.
Well, you do Poshmark. You sell things online.
Yep.
You have multiple channels.
Yep.
You have multiple Instagrams.
Yep.
You have a family. You have doggies. You are...
The dogs are the most work.
Oh my God. But they're the most rewarding.
Yeah,
you get snuggles. You get snuggles as compensation.
Yeah.
That can't be that bad.
We love the dogs.
We don't have a dog.
You can take Vacuum Boy.
You know, that would be great.
See, this is what happens when you work from home too much. You start talking not only to your pets, but to your vacuum.
Sometimes your plants.
Sometimes the plants, yeah. At least they're alive, though. You know, that's a robot.
You would hope. You would hope that they're alive.
So Cassie, what do you do? Because she also does way too much stuff in a day.
I do. It's a problem, but a happy one.
Yes.
So during the day, I work as a nanny part-time. And then on days off and weekends, I vlog. And I try to plan out my activities around YouTube as much as possible. Most of my friends are pretty cool with me filming them. Like Allie, lovely, that she understands and gets it and does what I do. So we can vlog together and it's no problem.
She was vlogging at the same time as this.
Oh, I am. I forgot I was doing that. I'm doing a time lapse. I forgot. YouTube isn't the only thing I do. I nanny. I've worked with children my entire life, professionally for 10 plus years, either as a babysitter or as a daycare worker or as a nanny. And I like to joke that I'm a mom. I have all the trainings. I have all of the know-how. I just don't have kids. So I'm a mom without kids. But
Are you still doing the channel? Mary Poppins Without the Magic?
Creative ADD. Here we go. I started a new channel called Mary Poppins Minus the Magic. I've done nothing with it yet, but I've started collecting ideas for video topics. Yeah. And honestly, it just comes down to time, but it is something I want to do.
I feel that.
I'm also an author. I'm not published someday. That is one of my major dreams I want to accomplish. Here within the next year or two, I have a book series that I've been working on for quite a while. The idea started when I was 19, funnily enough, and then it's just grown and evolved, and thank goodness most of what it started as is no longer part of the story because cringe central. However, the core of it, it became something even better, and that's something I've really wanted to check off of my bucket list of things I want to accomplish in life is be an author. And you want to be an author as well.
Well, that's one of my proudest days. Literally, it's like when I got married and when I published my book. I just self-published through Amazon, and that's what's so funny. We both kind of started YouTube, one for your music career, but also for publishers to notice us, because even though I did always have in the back of my mind a few years before I started YouTube that I liked the idea of creating, the thing that really pushed me to do it was when I went to publish my book, Crossing Worlds. Find it on Amazon.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. And all these agents were like, "What's your social media following like?" And I was like, not good. Pretty bad, actually, like very normal. And agents will not take you. Even if your book is amazing, they will not take you unless you can promote your book in some way, because we live in this age of social media. And so that was a big reason why I did start YouTube, is because although I self-published my book on Amazon, I wanted my future books to be able to be in bookstores, to have a big publisher name on it, because let me tell you, I made about $300 from my book, and $80 of that went to a graphic designer. So
a graphic designer.
I know, now I do.
We didn't finish college, but
that was 3 years of work. Yeah. It took me 3 years to write that book, and it is hard to be motivated to put that much work into something again when you know you're not going to make that much money from it. But it is such a satisfying feeling to have that book in your hands, whether you self-publish or not. And that is the second proudest day of my life, because we were the same. Like, we grew up loving stories, like dreaming of being a novelist, being an author, and
professional daydreamer.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, professional daydreamer for sure. That's something that unfortunately for me gets pushed to the back burner because I try to get YouTube videos done. I got to get my reselling done. So I don't write nearly as much as I want. And yeah, like, I'm in the middle of my next book and I haven't made much progress because I haven't committed the time to just focusing on that. So that's a big goal of mine, is managing my time better so I can have days where I just devote the whole day to writing so I don't get distracted. That's the biggest problem with creative ADD, is like, you start one thing and then you're like, oh, well, I got to do this, I got to do this. And it's so hard because we want to do it all, but you just can't.
Right. Well,
So
I mean,
tough.
we are so bad at burning the candle at quadruple ends.
Absolutely.
And then wonder why we feel so exhausted and don't have time for all of it.
Why do I feel tired when I was up till 1 a.m. editing, staring at a screen right before I went to bed? I wonder why.
That's a mystery. Nancy Drew?
Well, we both always say, like, we think editing a video is going to take a certain amount of time, and then it's like, yeah, maybe double that. It's just a lot of time. Even though we enjoy it so much, it does just take up a lot of our day.
It's a lot of grunt work and a lot of unrewarded grunt work.
Yeah. A lot of, like, do you have, like, arthritic fingers now?
Yeah, my wrists. My wrists are like, it's achy by the end of it. I feel like with any passion in life, you don't start making a passion a consistent thing with the idea that you're going to make money.
No.
That would be great, and I think that's something you should strive for. But if you go into it fresh with the idea of I'm going to make this much money, you're going to be disappointed because that's just not how it works.
And you'll never last, honestly.
No, because your priority is making money and not the thing you're passionate about. And I think that's why we've stuck with YouTube and all of our many other endeavors for so long, is because we genuinely love it. We're not in it for the money, although that would be nice and we wouldn't if we said no to it.
I mean,
we love it because we love it.
Yes. Totally.
We do it because we love it. And that's, I think, what's going to pay off in the end, because not only are we going to stick with it, but the audience can tell.
Yeah, I think you guys can tell, right, that we love it.
Please let us know. Let us know in the comments if you can tell that we love this.
And if you like this conversation, we've thrown around the idea of starting a podcast because we love adding things to our plate. But I think it would be fun. But
that would be so fun.
This is basically a podcast episode.
I mean, technically, it is.
It is. It's a podcast.
Word. It is.
Welcome to our podcast.
We have a title all ready to go, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how much we've thought about this. Even if we started a podcast, yes, it would be adding another candle to
it would be very
the many that we're burning. But I think it could be done in such a way that we wouldn't have to be together. We could do it from our own homes.
For sure.
We could just set aside an hour or two of time and then cut it down to something substantially. That's the exciting thing about being creative. You have so many options available to you. You know, if it flops, but at least you tried.
Well, that was like the joke of COVID, right? That like everybody was like, I'm going to start a podcast. And people were making fun of people for that. But you know what? If you want to start a podcast, if you want to start a YouTube channel, do it. Yeah. If you have some passion, do it. Well, this has gone on way too long, probably.
What?
If you guys have questions for us specifically, please drop them down below for me or for Cassie, or just about our lifestyle and how we're trying to make it all work. And if you have any need for tips or anything like that, definitely just check out my Fireside Chat playlist, because I have talked a lot about not only reselling, but YouTube in general and mental health and trying to,
advice.
Yeah, I see that's where I fit my counseling. So I talked about it a lot of different times on these chats, but I do have a graduate degree in counseling. I am a licensed therapist, so that's kind of how...
You're so smart. I feel so dumb in comparison.
No. But that's how I get my love for counseling out there, my fix. I like to make videos about that. So whatever you guys want me to chat about in the future, definitely let me know, and let me know what you would want me and Cassie to chat about. And if you would listen to our podcast, it'll happen eventually. Okay, it'll happen.
Eventually. We'll let you know.
But thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it to this point, really appreciate you all so very, very much. What a wonderful community we have. And again, go on over to Cassie's channel, because her channel is so cozy. So cozy. I was a fan of hers before we were friends. So that's
a story we could tell.
That's another day. Thank you guys again so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Every time Ryan and I record together, I'm about to be like, hey, and he's like, or he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? Stop. And he's like, I wasn't doing anything.
What are you talking about? I'm just sitting here.